on Binge Buddies. No Wrong Time to Rock, episode 1. I'm so excited to do this. With your host, as always, Bryan Dressel. With me, as always, is Matt, Zombie Dog, Saturn Boy, Dykes.
Okay.
Saturn's gonna get more obscure.
Yeah.
You not remember Saturn Boy?
Oh, yeah. Of course,
Yeah,
all
favorite,
the films
right? Yeah.
that he's in. Yeah. It's my favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah. We also have Alex Owlman Orona.
Oh, I like Owlman. Owlman's cool.
He is pretty cool. This is one I don't even know, but I love the name so much, and it just felt like a good Joel name. We have Joel Karate Kid DeWitte. Oh boy, I think we should just dive straight in because that's what this thing does. Like this show literally starts with previously on the Suicide Squad, as Matt mentioned last week when we covered the Suicide Squad. Go back and listen to that if you happen to miss that one. And the movie really does. It just picks up like right away. And you immediately can tell the difference that this is no longer the Suicide Squad. This is now a totally different thing. It's much more grounded. It's in the real world. Grounded is a very light term. I don't want to spoil anything for this show because I know, Joel, you're going in totally blind, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I don't want to spoil too much of anything. There's a lot you can spoil in this show. But it's clearly more grounded, more down to earth a little bit. But it's still 100% the same character that was in that movie. And I think that's pretty clear just out the gate.
Now, I did want to jump in here because this happens pretty much right off the bat. There is, I as a comic book reader, kind of remember there being some like racist tones with Peacemaker, and to kind of point out that this character is like they've already kind of shown who this character was in the Suicide Squad movie, that he's someone that takes everything deathly serious. They give him like a growth moment within like minutes of the show where someone points out like, aren't you the racist superhero? He goes, no. And he goes, well, you should probably look at white people as much as you look at, other like minorities because they commit crimes too. And he's like, fine, I promise I'm going to try to learn and try to look at everybody equally. And the guy goes, okay. And it's just like, for me, like, as a person of color, I thought that was just like a little bit of just like, okay, we're just going to touch on it real quick. And this character is absolutely willing to listen. And that's nice.
They do touch on it a little bit, but they also touch the little bit. They throw it right in the face of like the character. Like it's not like this like slight little like, oh, you've had racist tendencies. Like he shouts at him like, oh, Peacemaker. Yeah, you a fan? The racist fucking superhero. Yeah. Whoa. Like
yeah.
Super villain as well. It's like,
yeah, super
you're
villain.
that
And he's
racist
like, no.
super
He's like,
villain.
he's like, I kill plenty of white people. And he's like, oh, sure, but the ratio is suspect. Like, it's just like there's no light touch. Like they really just hammer it home. Like this character has problems and we're aware of that and we're going to do better. Like I really do appreciate it. I think you're right, Alex. It's really well done.
Yeah, that was like the big thing that stuck out to me. I was like, oh, wow, okay, I'm into it now.
I really like as well the conspiracy theories that Peacemaker starts to like.
Right out the gate.
Right out the gate, yeah. And then you later in the episode you sort of realize where he gets it from his father. But I just love his thing about Aquaman. It's like, Aquaman fucks fish? Yeah, I don't believe it. Guy on Twitter works for the aquarium. Said for $50 he brings him in the back so he can have his way with a sturgeon.
But I also like that is a again, try not to spoil things, but that joke comes back quite often. And I feel, and I'm just guessing, I feel like he's talking to this guy who's very admittedly not trustworthy. Full on don't trust me. It's a terrible idea. And he tells him this rumor, and then that rumor spreads throughout the show.
Yeah.
I really hope that's what it is.
And it does play a little bit to like who he is as someone who just like, I don't know, some kid on the internet told me this thing and I assumed it was true. And it's like, that's like, it gives again more of the character background that I like, that he's not like super intelligent, but he's trying and he wants to be better and he wants to be an A+ student despite his own limitations of gullibility and being easily influenced by non-trustworthy pieces of information.
Yeah. But just speaking to his intelligence, he's served 4 years out of a 30-year sentence, and he's being let out of the hospital. And as he's leaving, he's like, I did it. He's overjoyed. He escaped. And it's like, you still have a bomb in your head, dude. Like, do you not remember that? They know where you are.
And a tracking machine.
Yeah, like...
I like that he's like he asked the guy, he's like, "Are there any cops around?" And the guy goes, "No, none, absolutely not." And then he's like, "I did it. I escaped." It's like, you escaped nothing.
Yeah,
they don't need to have the cops around. They're tracking you.
Yeah.
The little bit of joy he has when he finally lets it out is pretty spectacular, though, because he gets into that taxi cab, and it's like he's holding his breath to make sure that he's been far away enough from the hospital, and that sort of scream of joy is it's a strangely I don't want to say powerful, but like a striking moment for something that I always saw as like a comedy based on how it was described.
Oh yeah, but it goes back to what we talked about last week, where it's like, at the end of the Suicide Squad, we were like, oh shit, John Cena can act. And then this show just double downs on that. Because this is a very goofy show, but if he couldn't act, it would all fall apart. And because those moments like this one we just had, and then later in this episode when he's with his dad, it's like, if he couldn't act, the heart of the show is gone. And it's just goofy nonsense.
I think it's also, we gotta note the theme song.
Well, that's where I'm going. Like,
okay.
Right after this, it slams into... What I will argue, I will stand on a hill and die with this argument, the greatest intro to any TV show, full stop.
This is incredible.
It's so really good. It is fucking brilliant.
Like the song they use is amazing, and it's so perfect for Peacemaker.
Yeah. Was this a normal song
awesome
beforehand?
Song.
Yeah. It's an actual song by a band called Wigwam or something.
Yeah, okay. Wigwam. I've become a massive fan of Wigwam after this show. I listen to them all the time.
I listen to this song all the time.
Yeah, but then after the song ends, I just let them play. And it's all pretty good. It's not as good. This is clearly their best. But like, this is a hell of a song.
It's just funny because the song seems kind of gross.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But that's also Peacemaker. He's kind of gross.
Yeah.
But just to touch on a little bit, because I was so into the show, I was really into the making of this sequence. So for the people who didn't go nuts about it and look into it, I'll just let you know how this whole sequence came about. So the choreographer for this sequence is actually Alan Tudyk's wife. So Alan Tudyk was the very first person to do this dance, because the idea was James Gunn wanted this big choreographed opening sequence, but all of his actors are like, oh no, bro, I can't dance. Like, no. Like, I'm not a dancer. So they went to the choreographer, like, I need a dance that anyone can do. And she's like, oh, this is great. I have a husband who absolutely can't dance. So I'll make sure he can do it. And if Alan Tudyk can do it, then I bet your cast can do it. So they practiced with him, and then they came out with this dance for people who can't dance. And that turned into whatever the hell this is. And I'm like, this is just brilliant. It's so good.
It's an amazing dance. Like, the whole, like, just when they're all entering as well, they're having all the, like, Harcourt, when she's walking in, doing that weird sort of, like, almost like robot style dance.
Yeah. And then all the cops that we don't meet even in this episode, like, the creepiest character in this show is in this dance sequence, and he's just behind the other two cops doing his little, like, hand thing, and it's like, oh, even he's there. It's like, it's so cool. Like, if you've watched the show, watching all the characters pop in this opening sequence is such a treat. And if you haven't, like, going back to the beginning, it's like, I wonder who all the hell these people are going to be. And it's, I think it's just brilliant. It's so well done.
Is it the same from week to week?
Yes.
As somebody who hasn't.
It's the same.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Originally, like, I was full blown in the fan theories of like, oh, we're gonna find out like it's gonna change a little bit every week, and that's gonna kind of inform the show. And it's like, no, they struck gold. They're not gonna keep digging.
Fantastic.
All right, so moving forward, now we get Peacemaker being dropped off at his trailer, trying to haggle for the cost of the ride with Corto Maltese money. I don't know how much this is. Maybe it's 50 cents. Maybe it's $1 million. You look like a scratch it off lottery type of guy.
It's not $1 million.
It's not $1 million.
Which is also a little bit like insulting. Like, you look like you love lottery.
Yeah, it's a total dig.
What does that mean that you look like?
You look like a.
I think he's essentially like, you look poor and desperate.
Yeah.
Literally, I think you nailed it there. I think he's literally saying, "You look poor and desperate."
Yeah.
A bit funny moment, right when they drive away with the helmet.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, that cut, like, because it's like it holds on him for a little bit where he's like trying to talk him in, and you just think, you know, has he maybe done it? And then it's like cuts to the guy driving away with his helmet on.
And you know that hurt him. You know that hurt.
Oh yeah,
Peacemaker.
that was his helmet.
Yeah.
Like that had to suck.
That's part of his identity.
Yeah. But Peacemaker's clearly just having a bad day because now he gets into his house, which is all completely locked up. He has to break a window to get into it. Finds out his dad never turned off his cell phone service for the past 4 years. So he has 4 years of cell phone bills that he cannot afford. And then he gets arrested again. All the cops show up like, why did you think you got away? We're tracking you. Like, duh.
Yeah. And then Leo.
The intro to the people is so good.
Yeah.
So we get everybody. We get some of the people from the Suicide Squad movie.
Yep.
And like a new character.
2 new characters.
Oh, 2 new characters. Yes.
Yeah, we get Myrn and we get Adebayo.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, then we have Economos is back and Harcourt is back, and Harcourt feels she is to me the only character that feels slightly different in this than she did in Suicide Squad. But I feel like that's because she just didn't have anything to do in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I felt like that she was kind of like a nameless character, and now that they needed to give her a personality, and they're like, well, let's give her this thing will work, and like, oh, you weren't. That's definitely not who you were in the movie, but it's okay.
Yeah, and so I don't blame the actor at all. I actually think she does a good job with it. It's just, that was the only one that I could feel like a noticeable shift in, but it also made sense.
Yeah.
But then after we get done reintroducing everybody, we have to introduce ourselves to Adebayo. Because everyone else is just like, that's Economos, he's eating your expired food. That's Harcourt, you should remember her. I'm Myrn, you know me from my reputation. And then we have Adebayo here, she's still talking. She's still talking.
Yeah.
A very awkward speech.
Mm-hmm.
As it goes. At one point she just goes, I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah, he's like, looks like
right now.
Closed mouth. I'm biting my tongue right now. I'm not gonna talk again.
It's just so weird. And then I love because it's a running gag throughout the entire show, and it comes out like the first time they meet each other as the whole scene's ending and Economos is leaving, and Peacemaker just hits him with the enjoy my food, Diebeard. And he's like, what? No, like, what the hell are you talking about? Throughout the rest of the show, he constantly calls him Diebeard because he wants to annoy the shit out of him.
Don't dye my beard.
I just love his reaction though earlier on when he's eating the olives. He's like, "Hey, dude, you're eating 4-year-old olives out of my fucking fridge," and like Economos' reaction to go,
like 4 years matters, right?
Yeah, they're olives. They're pickled. You're gonna be fine. But after that, we get to meet the world's worst dad. Like, my God. And I say this as this show started as a Venture Brothers show, which is like the king of bad dad shows.
I mean, this guy makes Rusty Venture look like Father of the Year.
Oh my God. Like, just the worst. And he's blatantly racist, just does not love his son. And it's an all-around bad guy. But like, you kind of get the feeling that he probably is just a bad guy. Like, he has a full-blown secret lair in his house.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, I'm guessing he probably is a supervillain. And then we find out later, like, from like jumping way ahead in the episode, does Waller say it or does Adebayo say it? Somebody says, like, you know who his father is, right? Yeah. So like you get a hint that he could be something bigger and much worse than what we already have.
Mm.
Yeah, and you could again. He asked him if he like, hey, can you give me a new helmet? And he gives him a new helmet. Like they have like different powers built into the helmet, but then goes, I built these before you left because I don't give a shit that you were gone. Like I absolutely don't give a shit that you were gone at all.
It's like what a dick.
Yeah.
But I like the helmets. The helmets are cool.
But there's even like a part where he goes to get his pet Eagly, and he's like, he loves, which is like the most adorable like thing ever, that he just loves his pet. And then on top of that, though, he's trying to get his dad's approval. Like, look, my eagle loves me, and his dad had already walked away. It's like, get my phone.
Like,
just the eagle giving him a hug is so good.
Yeah, but it shows that he wants love and he's capable of love. It's just that like he is seeking approval from somebody who doesn't care about him.
Oh yeah. And he's also just like as we find out in the next scene, because now he has to go meet up with the team, and he shows up in, as I think it was Economos put it, full cosplay mode, which is just hilarious. But like you find out he's also one of those guys who very unfortunately just refuses to kind of grow up with the times. Like, these people exist. They exist probably more in pop culture than probably should, but they are real people. Like, they just don't understand that calling somebody sweet cheeks is not a compliment, but in their head it is. Like, they need to fix that. That is absolutely true. But to them, they did not just insult that woman. They didn't just call her a piece of ass. They're just saying, like, no, you look like a nice person. I called you sweet cheeks.
Well, again, though, these for me, it's about the human element and seeing like the character being capable of growth, and that's where that moment where he goes, "Well, yeah, if you look, she's got like some rosy cheeks."
Yeah,
and it's like you're like, "No, that's not what that means," and he goes, "Oh, that doesn't. No, that's not correct." Like he doesn't have like an intent of malice there. He's
trying to. When Economos hits him with like sugar tits, he's like, "Whoa, now that feels inappropriate." Well, well, I don't think you even have sugar tits. You might have sugar tits. It's just like,
he says that's the guy with the beard.
Yeah.
You technically might have sugar tits.
And it's just like that whole like, oh no, he's trying to be nice about it. He's like, no, you can't call someone sugar tits if it doesn't apply. That'd be inappropriate.
But if I have sugar tits, then you could say that to me. It's like even that he's still just like, it's men and women alike. Men can have sugar tits too. It's like, oh, you're not trying to be like super chauvinistic. You're not trying to be mean. I mean, obviously, you do it without knowing it 100%, but it's still like he's trying.
He's trying.
He's failing, but
he's failing. Yeah, he's failing. But to try and fail is better than just to like give up and just like be shitty. And that's what I'm saying is that like, oh, he's capable.
It's been touched upon a few times. He's open to learning. He's got an open mind and he wants to do well.
But you can also tell that he kind of gets tired of being noted after a while. Like, he shuts down at the end of the scene. Like, when Murn's like, "Are you always going to be this difficult?" Yep. Like, he was just tired of being picked on.
Can I also, I just want to comment on the fact that, you always see like these superheroes and they're all ripped and like super jacked and you never see them eat. And he orders a salad and zoodles, zucchini noodles. And for me, that fact was like, how do you get, ripped? You got to eat like kind of semi-healthy. And he is. And I'm like, okay. And he wolfs down a salad. I'm like, okay, you know what? Respect.
But the best thing about the zoodles are when they call him out on calling her sweet cheeks, he thinks they're talking about the zoodles. He's like, no, they're zucchini noodles.
I fucking love that. It's just the look on his face like, what? They're zucchini noodles. It's like, sweet cheeks. What? She's got rosy cheeks.
Yeah.
Sweet cheeks means your butt. What? No.
So after that scene's kind of done, we get our very, very first and only real taste in this episode beyond a couple voicemails of Vigilante, who the internet has proudly declared steals this show. Vigilante is just an absolutely amazing character in this, and sorry, Joel, to spoil it, Vigilante was the busboy if you couldn't piece that together.
Oh, see, I didn't catch that.
Oh, yeah. The guy doing the famous bus dance at the end of the episode.
I'm sorry. I kind of love the butt dance.
Oh, I love the butt dance. It's my butt dance. My butt dance. It's my favorite butt dance.
Is it favorite or famous?
I think it says both.
Okay. Because I was on board for him like, okay, you got a famous butt dance. I'm on board. Let's see more of that.
And it's that perfect kind of like, oh shit, I got caught and now I need to play off like I wasn't doing that.
But the way he tries to play it off could not have been worse. I'm excited because my girlfriend's pregnant. You have a girlfriend? You're trying to get me to set you with a cousin. Oh, no. I'm excited because we're getting an abortion. Do you want to come?
Yes. I love that. With the dishes, she's just like, nah, I don't want to come to your abortion, man.
It's weird. It's weird.
So
okay,
if you enjoyed that guy and his famous butt dance, good news. He's in the rest of the show.
Okay, then I'm very excited now because I did not know that was the same guy.
Yeah, and he is. Freddie Stromos is the actor, and he is just so unbelievably good in this show. Like, I'm happy he has at least one moment in this episode because throughout the rest of the thing, like, I see why people say he steals the show. He's just incredible.
I read something as well that like James Gunn essentially went to someone who'd worked with him before and just said, "Is he is he good? Is he nice to work with? Is he a nice guy?" Because I can't be bothered working with people who are assholes and like egotistical. And he's like, no, he's great. He's very sort of like down to earth. And it's like, and just basically cast him based on that. Didn't even audition, if I remember rightly.
Well, he made the right call because he's just fantastic and really brings something else to the show, which is great. But But that's all for, next week and beyond, when we actually start interacting with Vigilante a lot more as as an actual character, not just like a little side moment. So after this, we move to the Harcourt's moment, which is really, she just shows off how incredibly badass she is and how she's not willing to put up with literally anyone's shit. And I really do appreciate that character, because she doesn't play it like some unapproachable, horrible person. She plays it as someone who's like, if you're coming to me as a human, I can talk to you. If you're coming to me as a jerk or a perv, get the fuck out of here. I am tired of you.
Yeah.
And that's a really thin line to walk. Like, that's a very tough role to pull off, of not being this horrible person, just somebody who's fed up with men being men. And I think she does it. And I don't think it's a very easy job to do. So I want to give her credit for it, because it's incredibly well done.
Yeah,
just calling him out on the stalking is so good.
Yeah. And then also, like, the guy who hits on in the bar, and she's like, oh, only if it's for rotting fish breast. And then the guy's like, oh, what'd you say to my friend? You filthy cut. And then, like, grabs hold of him and, like, freaking almost breaks his arms. Like, filthy what? What was that next word?
Anyone else want to finish it for him? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought was good about it, is that she definitely just wants to be a person. And she even says, like, well, you and everybody else in this bar is making it so I can't just have a beer.
And and for what? Because I wore makeup? Like, fuck. Like, yeah.
It definitely feels more realistic than a lot of these movies, and I won't just say comic book movies. They will have a similar set piece with a female actor, and they will make it off as some almost cheeky moment, kind of, or like a "see, I'm just as equal as men" kind of moment. And this is very just strictly like, I'm tired of your bullshit. I'm tired of this life that I live right now. Just shut up and leave me alone. Feels very human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just does such a good job with that. Like
I said, like Joel was saying, it feels really believable as well that she's just in a bar and she's getting all this shit, and it doesn't have to be this sort of like, like how Marvel keeps doing this, like that sort of like that wink and nod, going, hey, look, we're giving you what you want. It's like, it just feels like a very natural kind of moment of someone who is just fed up with the bullshit of, like, they can't just sit and have a drink without some guys coming up and talking to her, and that sort of, I guess it like inequality in a way. It's more just like, like, I don't know.
There's this little great touch too of, like, once she eviscerates these people, like, quiet cheering. And you've always everybody's been in a spot where, like, somebody's acting like a complete jackass. They just put in their place, and there's like a little bit of, yeah, thank you, that was awesome kind of moment. So that also felt very real.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say about Peacemaker in this sequence is that although she is absolutely right to call him out on all of it, like, he blatantly stalked her into this bar, when she calls him out, he rises to the occasion. Like, all right, fine, I'll stop playing games. This is what I want from you. His pitch to sleep with her was insanely honest.
Yeah.
Like, the most honest thing he has said the whole show. It was a terrible pitch, and she was absolutely right to turn him down, but that was just full-blown vulnerable, like, look, you're hot, you just said I'm handsome, so you think I'm handsome. Can we just do this? Like, we don't need to make a big deal out of it. Can we just make this happen? And she's like, oh my fucking God, just go away.
I've been in prison for 4 years, and I'm desperate. and you think about it, like, yeah, you probably would be.
Yeah. And I also like that he's like, I just mean gentle to gentle contact. No touching from here on up. Ah, shit. It's got to be from here up. I got to touch your boobs. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He apologizes. It's very good. She just wants to be left alone. And that's fine.
Oh yeah, and like I said, she's absolutely right to turn him down. But I do appreciate that he's like, all right, you're telling me to cut the bullshit. Fine, no bullshit. This is what I'm asking for.
Yep, I heard you. I got it.
So of course he was able to find a woman in the bar willing to sleep with him because he's John fucking Cena. It's just very unfortunate. The woman that he found, well, she might be a butterfly. and I don't want to say too much more than that because I don't want to spoil things for Joel. But I think you could guess she's probably related to the overarching plot when she can screech like a banshee and can survive jumping out of a window.
And repeatedly stabs him. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like 7 or 8 times.
My notes for that sequence are ouch, 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 ouch.
But there is a scene where he's listening to some like the hair metal and just like sing along into her massager, her personal massager.
Let's call it what it is. It's a vibrator.
Yes. It's a wonderful microphone.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's marketed as a personal massager.
It's a vibrator.
It's a vibrator.
Yeah.
But the sex scene is funny. His response to the sex scene is funny. My quote for this episode comes out of his response to the sex scene.
Yep.
Wait, but
what he screams?
Oh no, not
freedom. Mid orgasm, he screams freedom.
No. It's definitely after the freedom line. Although that is a solid choice if that's anyone's choice.
And he does it in a slightly Scottish accent, like from Braveheart as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You could. I feel like that was just John Cena being John Cena right there. So it's kind of like whenever you watch what is it, The Last Jedi. Whenever Holdo comes out of the thing, you can see her mouthing the words "pew pew" just because she couldn't stop saying it. I might have just ruined Last Jedi for some people. I apologize if it wasn't already ruined for you from the internet. But yeah, that entire sequence I think is just great. I love that she just has a collection of all of his favorite records. Like he found the right woman for the right time, and he's like, "Oh man, all the music I missed is here."
Back when men were men. Back when men were men, when they could dress like women.
Yeah.
Oh, I wrote that one down. Back when men were real men because they weren't afraid to be women. Oh man. But that fight sequence is great. Like, what a great way to cap off the episode because it's both crazy. It looks like Peacemaker's well out of his depth in this situation. And it also kind of feels like the majority of the episode, like I remember talking to, I'm going to bring up John a lot because he was the one I was messaging while we were both watching it. But I remember messaging him. He's like, the first episode just kind of feels like it's killing time. Like it's very entertaining, but like, I don't really know what we're doing here. And then not until the very end, it's like, oh, so this is linking to the central plot. Okay. So I can kind of see like there are some threads getting here. And I like looking at it as far as like pacing as a whole, I think that's kind of the right call. Cause like it does give you, it's like, pilot-esque. Like I know we don't really do pilots anymore, but this one still kind of had that, this is the world, these are the people in it, let's just let them marinate for a minute. All right, now we're going to jump into the plot.
Yeah,
I think it worked.
That didn't bother me. It can be meandering and just the character development in table stakes. That's perfectly fine for me for a first episode of something.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like when we did What We Do in the Shadows. Like, that was the same thing. It was kind of like, no, we're not really setting up any sort of plot. We're just kind of introducing you to these characters. And this is the first episode. You know, here are the characters. These are what you're going to get used to. And then, like, you know, set up a little bit of the overarching plot that's coming forward a little bit. But for the most part, it's just kind of like, you know, introduction to the characters. And even like, you know, we have seen Peacemaker before. We've seen Economist before. We've seen Harcourt before. But we're kind of reintroduced to them in this kind of world that it's going to be taking place in now. So it's like a recontextualization of those characters.
Plus, this world is a little different, so it makes sense.
And we also didn't get like that, like I mentioned last episode, we didn't get that Peacemaker backstory. So here it's to flesh out that character, even if you don't need the full backstory, but you do get like some of his influences. You get like his favorite bands, his hobbies, his pets, his home life. You get all of that relatively fast succession. You know, you get like, oh, here's his dad and how their relationship is. Here's how, you know, this is what you get his diet to another degree.
Yeah.
Like you get all this. Yeah. So you get all these little bits and pieces that you're like, okay, so now I'm more familiar with this character. Then the plot just kind of jumps off, and it's like, oh, okay, so now I'm more committed to the character even more so now because I'm like, oh yeah, this character is more than just like a Boy Scout.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this episode does that very well. But before we get to the very end of this thing, we start going through favorite moments. We should talk about the climax of this. where he's jumped out the window, landed on the elbow that he was told not to put above his his right elbow above his head, which he does all the fucking time.
Yeah.
But he's like on the ground, like, Doc said to take it easy. Fuck. He just jumped out a 3-story window. But he's running away from this woman who's chasing him in her underwear. And he just makes it to his car, slaps a helmet on, and just like that sheer panic, activate sonic boom. Like, as soon as he said it, I'm like, I wonder what this will be. And when it goes off, it's like, oh wow, that's an effective sonic boom.
My note for that was sonic boom. Because
that was like Phantasm car explosion level boom.
Yeah. That was like Phantasm house explosion levels of boom.
Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting, but I didn't expect something that big.
I didn't expect her to get liquefied.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense knowing where the show goes. She kind of has to be liquefied or they could be spoiling stuff. But like, it still was a very like jarring reaction of just like, it's like, oh God. And then you can see her from like when they start pulling away, she's just a pile of goo and like ribs.
Yeah.
Yep. and then
it's in the next episode, I think, the bit I'm thinking of. Yeah, because that's just where it ends, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then in the final moments of him kind of being like real stressed out, real bummed out, because he was talking to her about how he was having a real bad day before he got attacked, and you kind of get eagerly trying to cheer him up by bringing him a dead creature that he had killed, and it's like, oh, eagerly, you're really just trying to show him some love when he's having a rough day. I get that.
He's a bud, man.
Yeah,
like, he's a sidekick.
It's his best
quality
bud.
Sidekick. Yeah. All right. I think it's time to wrap this thing up. We can jump into our favorite moments and our quotes. I have a quote this week. And Alex just almost said it, so I'm going to jump into mine really quick, just because we're already kind of there. And I'm just going to let the line speak for itself. I'm not going to preface it. I got to thank you for tonight. I was having a pretty fucked up day, but when I was in your pussy back there, I felt, I don't know, fucking hope.
Oh my God.
I think it might be one of the best coital, like post-coital lines I've ever heard in cinema or like in TV, movies, whatever. Just like, just so matter of fact, when I was in your pussy back there, it's like, oh my God. And he means it like a compliment. He's trying to be sweet.
Mm-hmm. Totally earnest.
I felt hope.
Yeah.
All right, that was mine. Joel, what about you?
All right, so there is a whole sequence with his father, including him trying to like strike up small talk with him while he's cooking soup or whatever at the table. And he thinks to tell him this hilarious story about how this mercenary who was with a mission on was afraid of rats. And like he was cowering on the floor, and his father's like cracking up like to where he's choking and has to get water on him. And then he says something like, tell me he didn't shoot you or something like that. And then he has to like quietly, meekly look away, and just the light leaves his father's eyes right after, and it's just this terribly uncomfortable scene. Like he just does not care about his son. It's that level of not even hate. It's like what is the point of you kind of thing, and it's just, number one, it was a very funny moment. Number two, it is a perfect like encapsulation of their relationship.
Well, that's where it ends as well, when he's saying, "How did my fucking sperm turn into a pansy like you?" or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Such a brutal moment. Like Robert Patrick in this, like he's incredible. Like he has been a villain in many of my favorite stuff. In my favorite movie of all time, he's a bad guy. But like this is by far the most I've ever hated him.
Die Hard 2 is your favorite movie of all time.
How dare you?
That's Robert Patrick.
Yeah.
Okay. I've met him, and I didn't really know him that well at that time either. I've only seen.
Did he come up to your car and go, "Have you seen this boy?"
Yeah. I remember that now. That's where I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Now that face makes sense. Okay, yeah. I guess I like that. I still got that young face. World reference. I still remember him as a young guy.
Sure. Yeah. But Alex, what about you? What was your moment for this one?
I just love the buddy. I have two of them. The buddy comedy bit with like Eagly, where like when they're driving, Eagly sticks his tongue out the window.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But then when you get Vigilante, and he gets back, and Vigilante left him like 50 voicemails, and one of them's like, "Hey man, you want to go stop some villains? We'll go up the street. It's right at this address. Come on." And she goes, "Don't give details in voicemails, man."
I love the bit where it says P, it's V, and then he's like leaves the message, and then like another message straight after it. I just realized that, like, you know, I called you P and me V, like you're a penis and I'm a vagina.
Yeah. My bad. That's not what I meant.
God damn. I'm so excited for more Vigilante in this show. He's just so good. Who hasn't gone? Somebody hasn't gone yet, right?
Me.
That's right. Matt, go for it.
So mine, like you guys have already said like a lot of the ones that was on my list. So I'm gonna go with it's actually the after the end credits, like the little scene that comes after that, and it cuts back to earlier when they're in the room with all the helmets, and his dad hands him a helmet, goes, "This one will give you scabies," and then Peacemaker's like, "Give me why would I want scabies?" And then his dad's response is just, "Challenge yourself." Every man should have scabies once in his life, and you just have Peacemaker just go, "Okay."
They've got post-credit scene in this TV show. Is that a normal thing?
They do.
This one, there is one in every episode, but they're like, if you were to skip them, you're not missing anything in the plot. It's just like one joke that didn't quite make the episode.
Yeah,
Right.
It's basically like, you know, alternate, like, cut footage basically from an earlier scene. Like, you imagine it's probably like they were riffing or something like that, so you could kind of see it as like it's like an outtake from the episode.
All right.
Yeah. So if you skip them, don't stress. It's not like you're missing anything crucial, but they are entertaining.
All right.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right, I think we've done it. Let's do a very quick round of plugs, and we can say goodbye. For this show and every show on the ATH Network, be sure to check out athpod.com. We got Damage Boost back up and running. Congratulations to Brock. So happy to have you back. And for me as a bullywug, check out Demon Days, an actual play D&D podcast. It's a ton of fun. Let's go in the opposite order from last week. Matt, what you plugging?
Opposite order.
Yep, you went last time.
Did I? Oh yeah, I did.
You
I
sure
went
did.
off on my little thing about the Martian, which got cut out.
You want to mention that again? Maybe it won't get cut out this week.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Listen to the Martian.
Joel, what you plugging?
So my wife and I do a podcast called Afterthoughts. I'm going to put the line in the sand here and say we actually recorded the episode, and it's a great one, and you should listen. Have not decided the next
Sand,
book.
you say?
But Kelly wants me to read something about the Holocaust, so we're doing real happy, fun time, lighthearted. So we'll see. We'll see.
Do you know what book it is yet?
She wants to read The Tattooist of Auschwitz.
Woo!
Yeah.
It's a real knee slap.
Yeah, she also mentioned Fahrenheit 4. I mean, to be fair, I had her read Animal Farm and 1984 back to back, so maybe it's revenge. But
did you just say Fahrenheit 451? That'd be my recommendation.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right.
That's just me. But Kelly can obviously, she reads more than I ever will in my life. So
Well, she also
I
loves
think
that book, so she probably wouldn't have too much of a problem with that. But
there you go. Or
no,
you could do Dune. Anyhow,
No.
Alex, what are you plugging?
Do Dune.
I like Dune. Dune's really, I read Dune last year. It was very good. I'm plugging our
I like this
podcast.
guy.
Yeah, we're beta testing video games over at Super GG Radio. You can find us on all podcast services, as well as us on Twitter, Super GG Radio, and superggradio.com for all of our reviews and previews. Super GG Radio on YouTube for our beta breakdown video series. There's a lot of stuff going on.
So I'm gonna guess you're affiliated with Super GG Radio, because I think you said that in like 4 times in the space of 30 seconds.
I've done it enough that I can now just kind of rifle it off.
There you go.
is there a Dune video game?
Yes,
coming out.
Shitloads.
There is one coming, yes.
Oh,
I
wait,
think
seriously?
I think it's an early access. It's like a strategy game. Yes. I think
Yeah,
it's
they
like,
used to do quite a few strategy ones, like Westwood, who used to do the Command and Conquer games. They did a big series of Dune games.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't Dune going to be RTS?
Yes.
It is?
That-
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I thought.
That sounds up my alley. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, and I
Dune
believe
sounds
it's,
up your alley. No kidding. It's like we've almost been recommending it to you for like a year straight. But
Joel, I also believe it's on early access, so you may be able to get it now, and then you can stream it on twitch.tv/SuperGG
Let's
Radio.
see. Let me pull.
Super GG
And
Radio?
then you can read the book for your
Let's
other
see,
podcast,
Steam.
Afterthoughts.
Okay, give me a minute.
Dune.
I need a
Dune.
Joel's new favorite thing by the end of 2022 will be Dune. He'll be like, I don't know what I was talking about. It's great.
Zendaya.
The spice must flow.
I mean,
Zendaya.
you know, that sounds like me.
All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening. This has been an absolute blast. And I'm so excited to get more into Peacemaker because, goddamn, I love this show. Still, as of right now, we're only about halfway through the year. It's still my favorite show of the year. Like, nothing's beaten it yet. So,
Dune Spice Wars. Okay, yeah.
There you go.
Gotta
look into it. Want to say bye? Bye? Bye?
Activate Sonic Boom!